AM 560, The Answer.
I did not realize, Squirrel, Oregon, how many businesses, massive businesses, out of there. Nike, Columbia, and Dutch Brothers Coffee. You know what Dutch Brothers, Squirrel? It's a $10 billion company. $10 billion. Two guys started it in the 90s, and they've really exploded recently because they focus on little stores where you drive through. $10 billion. You got to love America, okay? Well, they're wising up. If Democrats are in charge and you're good at making money and you're good at life, get out.
Official. More than a year after announcing its plan to move a huge chunk of its team to Arizona, Dutch Bros is saying goodbye to the city where it was founded. Thank you for choosing NBC 5 News at 5. I'm Craig Smith.
It's really the same story in Chicago. Magnificent Mile, my ass. Well, why would you? Why would you stay when they lie about crimes, they tax you when you make money, and they take your money and they blow it and cannot account for it in every Democrat area? They cannot run a municipality, let alone a state. Bill Maryville. Bill? Oh, Bill. I will find you. That's all right. You know what I don't like, Squirrel? I don't like when someone calls. By the way, let me give you a little tip if you call in. We have caller ID. So when you call and your number says one name and you tell me another name, and then you start off with the limp-wristed jab of, the Republicans. Don't call if you're a Democrat. Your opinion means nothing. You are good at nothing unless I want to consult with you. How could I steal money and absolutely get away with it? Then we only take Democrats, you lying, thieving rats.
Wife of Minneapolis Mayor Jacob Frey has a direct tie to the $9 billion Somali migrant fraud through the Feeding Our Future scheme. Sarah Clark worked at Hilden Advocacy and Law as a lobbyist and director of government affairs from around 2016 to January 2022.
See, I have too much respect for my bride. I wouldn't put her in that predicament to be a money launderer like little tiny Dick Durbin's portly wife. Although, if she gets caught and thrown in prison, she could definitely do better in a fight than little Dick Durbin, that's for sure. I would have never thought. Hide it in your wife's name. Make her a lobbyist. Nobody's going to do anything. And if the heat is on, we'll give you the tip-off.
The firm provided legal representation and lobbying services to Feed Our Future, the NGO that orchestrated the massive $250 million federal child nutrition fraud scandal, the largest fraud case in U.S. history and part of the $9 billion welfare fraud schemes. The firm was also listed as a paid lobbyist for the Somali Museum of Minnesota, founded by...
Squirrel, see if you can get us tickets for the Somalian Museum of Minnesota, would you? I want to go see those turbans. Can you get that for me? And then when it comes to our own little Democrat scourge, scum, you're making money, you're trying to buy things, you take care of the kids. Who has time to go to the Bahamas? Although, Squirrel, if I would have realized you don't have to pay taxes when you go to the Bahamas, maybe I would have thought better.
Megan, what will likely generate more of the questions, the heat, her management or her finances?
Betty, that's hard to say. Both are going to be huge. You've got this new IG report out on her banking past. You've got new financial disclosures that, as you mentioned, we got just last night. So let's start with the income piece of this. Forms released just last night showing that she underestimated her income by $80 million. Now, that's consulting money. A spokeswoman explained it as a clerical error.
Bonnie, did you remember the $80 million? No? How about the $54 million? Did you remember that? No. So $134 million. You didn't put it on the income taxes? Boy, lucky I'm up to be Commerce Secretary. I can squash it.
And as we reported previously, the nominee is worth more than $1.5 billion. If confirmed, she'd be among the wealthiest cabinet officials in history. Her offshore accounts will also be fair game, as we've discussed. Pritzker disclosed last week she earned $54 million in consulting fees in the Bahamas. And, you know, Betty, the fact that the president attacked his opponent, Mitt Romney, during...
Oh, God. Right in front of your eyes, and every moron or thief can't wait to vote for. And the sad part is, Squirrel, it doesn't even matter if they get the majority. They've fixed the game.
Georgia law prescribes that elections be secure and accurate. The Cyber and Infrastructure Security Agency of the United States government released a report detailing 9 separate vulnerabilities contained in the Dominion voting systems And these are the same systems we use all across this state.
I didn't say it, Squirrel. Can't sue me. You got to sue this guy. This guy's a forensic data scientist for the government. I didn't say it. He did. The Dominion name. Shh. You'll get sued.
These vulnerabilities open the systems to be exploited and may be able to insert malicious code. So in other words, taking control in some ways of the systems and manipulating data that
We
may
put
be contained
together,
in these systems.
I think, the most extensive and inclusive voter fraud organization in the history of American politics.
I didn't say nothing, Bill. Didn't say a word. Wasn't me. It was this idiot. Happy birthday to...
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
Isn't it funny? President can't remember the name and he soiled himself. Terrence, Northwest Burbs.
Good afternoon. Mr. Salcedo I loved him. I watch him on news.
Oh, yeah, he's a great guy. Great guy.
You had, and by the way, try to make it to the, that it should be a great.
Our phone is breaking up there. What do you got? You don't have your helmet on, do you? Do you have your helmet on?
No, I don't.
All right, very good. Go ahead.
You hear me?
Yes, now I can.
The spitting guy. It reminds me of going back from.
Terrence, you know I love you and you're my brother, but I can't hear him. So let's see if we can get another line. But what Terrence wanted to talk about was Mayorkas and the Democrats. And what you have to understand when it comes to the plot of imploding our systems, this is part of that Cloward pivot, to implode the systems. And you need a lot of people to do it. Well, we already had Democrats and their constituents on the system, and it was an expense. We were managing it. So what they needed a mass explosion. And they needed the enemies, the ideological enemies of America, to perpetrate it.
After sunrise, we saw the first group of migrants make their way from Mexico through a gap between the 30-foot steel border fence and rocks, ducking under a bit of razor wire and into the United States. We were surprised to see the number of people coming through from China, nearly 7,000 miles away.
Careful, watch.
Careful, watch. You might get your pants dirty. The one thing I liked about the Chinese illegal aliens, they were all dressed and very clean. And they had paid the cartel members to get them over the border, $30,000 a head. Boy, that's perfect. Who paid it? How many Chinese citizens have $30,000 US dollars to pay the cartel members? And then you understand, this was always the play.
You know, we were associated with the social work tradition, which said that the programs worked as they were supposed to work. But they didn't work as they were supposed to work. And it was out of that realization, that insight, that we developed the strategy to end poverty, which called for a massive mobilization of social workers and lawyers and organizers to get people the benefits to which they were entitled. We were proposing a kind of movement that demanded what people were already entitled to by law, by regulation, by propaganda.
That's it, right there. 312-642-5600.
Broadcasting from the petri dish of corruption known as the state of Illinois.
In the upper Midwest, the nation, and around the world.
This is the Sean Thompson Show on AM 560. The Answer.